I'm here to say that taking risks is not easy. Doing things that you never did before is not easy. Starting something new is not easy. Doing something new that you have never done before is not easy. But is it supposed to be easy? Is it supposed to be easy? Because if it was supposed to be easy and it was easy, I'm sure everybody would be doing it. But it's not easy. There's going to be things that are easy, medium, and then there's going to be things that are hard, right? And sometimes these things can be hard. Leaving an old life and starting a new life, transitioning out of the old into the new, can be the easiest thing to do. When God asked Jonah to go to Nineveh, because God had asked Jonah to go to Nineveh to cry against it because it was a city that was filled with wickedness, he asked Jonah to cry against it. But instead of Jonah going to the destination of going to Nineveh, he decided to go on a ship to go somewhere else. And God created a scene and Jonah got thrown off the boat. And because Jonah got thrown off the boat, God allowed a fish to come and rescue Jonah. Well, not rescue, but swallow Jonah and have him there for 3 days and 3 nights. And it's like, it shows that even in our disobedience, God is still faithful. Like, it could have been a scenario where Jonah got thrown off the boat and then he was, in the water, but God allowed a fish to swallow him and have him there for 3 days and 3 nights. But when Jonah decided to be obedient, he cried out to the Lord. I'm sure Jonah apologized. He had a conversation with God. God spoke to the fish and a fish vomited up Jonah on land, right? After the situation and after all of that occurred with Jonah, God still spoke to Jonah and said, go to Nineveh and speak against it and preach against it, the preaching that I bid thee, right? And Jonah decided to go. But it shows that in disobedience, when we are disobedient or when we do not trust that we can do something, or we allow fear to come upon us, God will allow circumstances to take place so that we can listen to what he's called us to do in the first place. And he's not going to change his mind. If God asks you to do something, he's not going to skip. He's not going to forget. Like, if God asks you to do something, he's not going to let it go. He's going to keep coming back to you. He's going to keep pressing the situation. He's going to keep speaking to you. He's going to keep talking to you. He's going to either keep showing a video, or keep, allowing somebody to keep bringing up the same thing, or God communicates in different ways. But for Jonah, it was a fish swallowed him up. It shows that we need to learn also because sometimes we are Jonah. Sometimes God asks us to do something and we don't do it. And we either miss our blessing, or we have to go through that whole loop again, or we have to suffer the consequences of not listening to God in the first place and being obedient. But as I said, it's a learning process, and learning how to trust in the Lord, learning how to trust in his plan. And if God calls us to do something, it's because he knows that we can do it. He is within us. He lives inside of us, and he says by ourselves it is impossible, but with him all things are possible. So if God called you to do something, it's because he knows that you can do it. If God called you to do things that you have never done before, or he told you to move to that place, or he told you to get involved with the church, or whatever the case may be, he knows that you can do it because he equipped you, and he's God and he knows all things. And also, taking risk is not easy, but we never know what is on the other side. We never know what God has for us. So we need to learn how to take risk. We need to learn how to trust that God knows what is best. We need to learn that if God calls us to do something, he knows that it will work together for our good. It will work together for his children's good. It will help the kingdom, it will help the kingdom of God, and it will glorify God and it will all come together, and it will all be connected right back to God, and God will get all the glory for it, right? But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.